So first, I would like to say that when Lithuania and Taiwan are being pressured by the Chinese Communist Party, I think it's basically only shows how much need there is for solidarity among democratic countries. Because since Taiwan actually is a liberal democratic country and a sovereign country in Asia, there are many good reasons why European democracies should and actually do engage with Taiwan in various areas in cultural, political, security, or even military cooperation. And there are no reasons why European democracies should not engage Taiwan, because there is no third party who should have right to stop it. It's as absurd as if, for example, when let's say Czech Republic would like to engage with Sweden, and there would be, let's say, Poland or Slovakia saying we cannot do it. We would say, well, what the hell? That you have no say in our own relations. So that's the overall and very simple logic. But quite often in Europe, there are many people who are scared of the Chinese government's response in the economic area. Because clearly we have seen the Chinese government, led by the Chinese Communist Party, which is using and actually weaponizing, misusing trade for geopolitical reasons. And that's exactly what is unacceptable. There are so many WTO rules why this should not be happening. So China and the Chinese government has every right to protest against whatever they don't like in Taiwan or anywhere else, but they have to do it in a civilized way, meaning they can voice it diplomatically. They have all these platforms how to do it, and that's how countries negotiate with each other if they don't like something. But stepping over this red line is when the Chinese government actually pressures individual countries or companies from individual countries. Um, so that's not exactly what should not be happening. And for that reason, when we see the Chinese Communist Party pressuring Lithuania for engaging directly with Taiwan, there should be a unified European response, which would actually push hard against the Chinese government and tell it, if you are attacking one of our members, Lithuania this time, you need to stop it. Otherwise, we will retaliate against you because we are an economic bloc of democracies, meaning European Union, and you are attacking all of us. Because exactly what's happening now is that it's actually the Chinese government not only pressuring Lithuania and Lithuanian companies, but for example, German companies. So it's an open attack on the EU internal market, which is based on rule of law. And that's exactly what our European response should be at this moment. I'm honestly pretty disappointed that the European response is not as strong as it should be at this moment to stand up for Lithuania. Because when we have all these European talks about strategic autonomy or global European strategy, how Europe actually should be strong, this is exactly when it needs to be deployed. And there are no good arguments why we should not have political or economic relations with Taiwan. Even China has political and economic relations with Taiwan. Even China uses the word Taiwan in its government institutions officially. So there's no reason why Lithuania could not be using the word Taiwan in naming of the diplomatic office of Taiwan in Lithuania. So it's really arrogant from the Chinese government side, and that's exactly why European countries need to stand together. And I just want to add one more reason why we need to stand together, because when Lithuania is pressured high by the Chinese government just because of a name of a diplomatic office in Vilnius, which is a sovereign decision of Lithuania. That's exactly this. China is just starting. Chinese government is only starting to try. How far can they get with this bullying and intimidation? Because if European countries would actually, for example, force Lithuania to downgrade relations with Taiwan in the naming of the diplomatic office, it would only give every reasons to the Chinese government to keep blackmailing individual European countries on any other issues than they don't like, which means that sovereignty of European countries would effectively be sold to the Chinese government over any of these decisions. So that it's a game of sovereignty, and let's say the historical truth and the role of history is actually very important here, because we are at the beginning of a new systemic conflict between the Chinese Communist Party and liberal democracies. The issue of Taiwan is only one of the first battles which we are going to be facing. And that's exactly why European democracies need to stand up for Taiwan or for anybody who actually is strongly supporting Taiwan, or who just wants to have political and economic and security relations with Taiwan, like Lithuania, or hopefully my own country, Czech Republic, where there is a new government in Prague now, which is openly saying in their government program that they will engage and enhance relations with Taiwan, which I'm very happy about. And this is exactly what we should be doing more. So it's not only about one Lithuania, there'll be one Czech Republic doing a similar thing, another European country. So this is a long-term problem. And that's exactly why European countries need to force the Chinese government to stop the bullying, because otherwise there is no way from getting out of this spiral.